Hello, welcome to this film review for I Think We're Alone Now. It's a post-apocalyptic film. I do like my post-apocalyptic films. Basically, everyone's died, and Peter Dinklage's character, Dell, he's a recluse. He doesn't really like company of anyone, so when everyone dies, he's not actually that cut up about it. He's going around cleaning the city. You may think that's a bit weird, everyone's dead and he's just going around cleaning everything up, but gives him something to do, and it's actually a really compelling film. I really enjoyed this film. Later on, he meets someone called Grace, and he discovers he's not the only person alive, because up until then, he thought he was literally the only human on the whole planet, and then he discovers this other person, and then later on, there's some more twists and turns, but it's really good. I really enjoyed it. There's very little dialogue in the first half. Actually, there's very little dialogue on the second half as well. It's not a dialogue heavy film, to be honest, but it really gripped me. I mean, I don't know, I just found it compelling. I just felt like I had to keep watching to find out what's going to happen next. It sucked me in, it pulled me in, and it grabbed me, it held me all throughout. It really did. And I mean, there's other films I've talked about in the past where you see the monotony of everyday life. You know, it quickly goes from this day to this day to this day to this day, and that's not actually easy to achieve when you're trying to show how every day just sort of drags from one to the next, to the next, to the next. Some films get it really wrong, but this one I found it compelling. I really did, and he's going around. He cleans up the city, goes into the houses, he wraps up the dead bodies, he takes them away to a field and he buries them. It's to stop the smell as well, because otherwise the city would be stinking of corpses everywhere, and he cleans all the streets and stuff. And I just really enjoyed it. There is a bit of a twist at the end. You could probably try and find some deeper meaning into the film and how it relates to the human nature and character and everything. But just on a surface level, just as a film, I actually really liked it. You don't really need to deep dive into it and examine it, and you could do if you wanted. I suppose you could do that with any film, really. And you could, if you wanted, really go into the heart of what are they saying about humanity, especially at the end. I'm not going to give away the end. There is a twist at the end, and I've noticed that there are actually videos on YouTube saying, you know, I think we're alone now, ending explained. And actually, there's videos explaining the ends of pretty much every film. If you type in any film, ending explained, goes ending explained, there's usually one there. But I don't think you need to do that. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And though it is an interesting ending, I'm not going to go too much on about that, but the overall film, I Think We're Alone Now, I really enjoyed it. Even though it's really light on the dialogue, it must have been easy for them to remember the script. They'd probably, I mean, like when it's Peter Dinklage and someone called Ellie Fanning, never heard of her, but I think she's done some other films as well. When they got the scripts through, they must have thought, blimey, you know, this is a bit light on the scriptage, you know. It is like, would have been like 1 or 2 pages, but it's really well acted. Even though there's not a lot of dialogue, there's not a lot of things being said, there's still a lot of acting going along. You know, they're having to act with their body language, with their movements, and with the other things that they're doing, because obviously there isn't a lot of things to say, so they have to find other ways to act to get the emotions across and the way they're feeling and stuff. I really, really enjoyed this film. If you like your post-apocalyptic films, then you're gonna like this. I mean, it's very different to some of the other ones I've watched. Things like the Mad Max series or the Turbo Kid films, which I really like. So I reviewed that a few years ago, and I really like them. Oh, you got all your like zombie films, post-apocalyptic things like that. Things like Maggie, which I reviewed a couple of years back with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's like coming to the end of the world. And what else have I reviewed that's like world ending? I'm sure I've done some others as well. But this is quite different because everyone's died. They never fully explain it. It's just like He woke up one morning and everyone's dead. And that's it, really. He doesn't know why everyone died because everyone's dead. There's no one there to tell him. So we just jump right into it in the middle of this thing. It's clear right from the start that this happened a long time ago and he's just making the best of it. And that's it. You just have to accept it. They don't explain it. There's no need to explain it. And it works. It just works. I really recommend you see this film. I really enjoyed it. I watched it on YouTube. I paid for it on there. But I think you can get it on other places as well. But yeah, I just genuinely think that it's a good film and you should check it out. So I've got lots of other film reviews coming up. I don't know what I'm going to watch yet, but I'll find something to watch and tell you what I think about it, and whether you should watch it or not. And I've got loads of other things on here which have got absolutely nothing to do with films whatsoever. And I will see you soon. Bye.